Hey everyone, welcome back to Crochet by Marley. It's a pleasure to have you here today. Today is January 15th, which means we are officially 2 weeks in to our mood blanket. So I wanted to update you guys, show you what it looks like so far, maybe go through the emotions. Today is just going to be a super chill video. I'm just going to be showing you my current projects, things I'm almost done with, and let's get started. Now it's time to show you the blanket so far. Love this color scheme, it's so pretty. In love, I'm in love. This is what we're looking like. It is probably a good length, I hope. I don't know. It's probably like 6 feet wide. So we are 14 rows in, 2 weeks down. The funny thing is I haven't had a repeating emotion. I don't know if I'm doing that subconsciously, but I do love everything being different. I just want to go over the emotions. Yesterday I was excited, which is this top row, then chill, overwhelmed, then I was happy. I was happy 4 days ago, our first happy of the year. And then I was anxious the day before, depressed, emotional, and that's 7, so that was the past week. I'm super duper in love with this color scheme, in love with this blanket so far. I've actually been really good about keeping up with it. 11 o'clock when I get into bed, I will grab my color that I feel is the most appropriate for my emotion that day, and I'll get to work. And it takes me probably like 15 minutes to do a row, so it's really not that overwhelming. But I find it very like nice and therapeutic to like have, you know, something to look forward to at the end of the day. Like even if I don't feel like crocheting, it forces me to get into that headspace where I'm just not thinking about anything else, and it's really nice. As for other projects I've been working on, I did end up, if you saw my last video, I talked about that duck plushie. I did make it. I'm not in love with it. This is for my best friend. It's for her birthday, and I haven't made a plushie or a stuffed animal, whatever you want to call them, in a minute, and I think it's pretty evident with the way that this duck came out. This is my duck. I just think that the head came out too ovally. I did make the green froggy floaty thing. I'll put a picture of what it's supposed to look like up here. Please don't compare. I'm no professional. I'm just making presents. I'm doing my best. But I do still have to put the felt eyes on the froggy for the floaty. So I'm not completely done with it. This is the duck. Oh, I'm getting fluffies all over me now. That's my beef. That's my beef with like fluffy yarn. That when you cut it, it all flies off. Like my pants were covered in fluffy yarn when I was working on this. I also find it very hard to make a magic circle with fluffy yarn, like to pull it closed. The yarn always rips on me. If you have like a hack for that, please let me know. I ended up doing the alternative magic circle where I chained like 4, slip stitch into the first chain, and then used that as my circle and then pulled it closed. Like that ended up working out okay. But doing like the traditional magic circle was just like, it did not want to work, especially for this beak. I was having a hard time with this orange yarn. If you're interested in this pattern, I recommend it. It was a pretty good pattern. It's on Etsy by this username. I think it's RIW Meow 21. But check them out. They're awesome, and they have a lot of cute patterns up there. I also purchased the corgi pattern and the spliced dolls, like they're like sewn together. I purchased those two as well. Another project I'm working on, which I mentioned in my last video, was the vertical turtleneck. So I did work on it a little bit yesterday and today. This is what we're looking like. We're getting a little bit thicker, probably about halfway, honestly. It's cute. I do love the color scheme. It's for my mom, so I'm excited to finish that up for her. But I was working on it this morning and I was just getting a little frustrated with it. Not frustrated, just like bored of it. And I had to weave in a bunch of ends, which I don't love doing, so I decided to take a break from that. I know I keep mentioning my last video, but in my last video I did show you guys the purple patchwork cardigan I made, which I absolutely love. It is the Luna cardigan by Mrs. Moon in Heaven. It's fantastic. It's such a detailed pattern, amazing stuff. So I decided this morning, after working on the vertical turtleneck for a little while, that I wanted to take a break from it. I was getting a little purple blind, lost in the purples and the gray and the black. And I wanted to make another Luna cardigan for myself in brown. because I think that'd be really cute. It's neutral. Like the purple doesn't always work. I have to be like in a purple mood. But with the browns, I can pop it on with pretty much anything, and I think it'll be really cute. Basically, this pattern, instead of making like individual squares and sewing them or, you know, slip stitching them together, you make panels. This is what we're looking like so far. I make my squares 7 by 7 because I like my stuff a little oversized and comfy, cozy. It's a really like detailed pattern. It walks you through every single step. It's amazing. I really, really like it. The pattern does call for like a chunkier yarn. I think it's either size 5 or 6. I use size 4, so I kind of had to like figure out my sizing and stuff, like how many stitches and how many rows and all this and that. But other than that, it's a really, really good pattern and I highly recommend it. Again, it is Mrs. Moon and Heaven, and she has a website, and I'll also give the information down below. Yeah, so those are all my current projects. Oh, I didn't mention the vertical turtleneck is a YouTube tutorial. So I'll also leave the information for that tutorial down below. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below your current project, what you're excited for this year, whatever you want to tell me. I'm open to hearing it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.